Welcome to episode number 5 of the Sports Podcast. As always, I am Ian. Along with me today, we have Ricky Goupel, and only Ricky Goupel today. No guests. How we doing tonight?
Pretty good. We're back to our bread and butter here. Gonna have to show off the talents a little bit rather than relying on a guest's personality that we've had in the last two guests. It's gonna be a lot of us tonight.
It will.
A lot of us.
It will be. And speaking about us, this is our 1 month anniversary, Ricky, of starting the podcast.
Is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so we filmed the first one February 15th?
Yeah, it will be tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Well, yeah.
Oh, when we released it.
When we upload it. Yeah. And
so it's February 16th.
So I think it's time to address something, actually.
What's that?
So obviously the name of the podcast kind of started out as a joke, but is it time we lock it in or what?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you didn't mention this to me off air, so
no, I wanted your full opinion here.
Well, like, what do you mean by lock it in?
I mean, is it time we start to think about this as our permanent name?
I mean, unless you think of a better one. This is kind of our permanent name, I guess. But yeah. I don't know. I'm not opposed to a new one, but if we want to brand ourselves, we might as well stick with this.
Yeah, that's a good point. It
is very simple, but it's catching on, I think. So
it is.
Yeah.
Very much.
Speaking of the devil, though, when you said the Washington football team was a good name in episode 1, I remember you saying that was our big hot take in episode 1.
Yeah.
But They've said that they would pick a new name by 2022. Did you see that?
They did? I did not see that.
Yeah, they did. They basically said Washington football team won't be permanent. But We're not going to be like them. We'll say that this is pretty permanent.
Unless something
permanently permanently temporary. There we go.
Right. But I guess we could jump into the NFL and Drew Brees officially retired today. I think we talked about that a few episodes ago.
Was it today?
Too. Yeah, I think it was.
It was yesterday.
Today. Yeah, it was yesterday. That's what I meant. It was yesterday. Yeah, last
Sunday
night sometime.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah. No, he had a good career. Great career, I should say. I mean,
I expected.
Yeah.
I expected if he was going to retire, he would have done it quicker, like after the season was over.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that with this much time that had passed, I thought that he would maybe come back, but it also didn't surprise me when they said he retired too.
Right.
Amazing career.
Yeah. Finished first in passing yards, but he's probably going to be passed by Tom Brady.
Right.
Because Tom Brady, did he sign a 4-year extension? Is that what it was? Or was it a 2-year?
It said through 2022.
He's never going to retire.
But I know. They'll just extend him. I mean, he said he's going to play until he's no good anymore, and clearly he's not no good anymore. He's one of the best to do it still.
Just won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You can't.
Drew Brees. Not everyone can beat Tom Brady. Even Drew Brees can't beat Tom Brady. Although Drew Brees is not your average. What is he, 42? I think he's 42.
Yeah, he's up
there.
Drew
Brees is not your average 42-year-old either.
No.
Neither of them are your average 42-year-old in the way they take care of their body and whatnot. But Brees, I guess, age caught up with him quicker than did Tom Brady.
Yeah, and so he's done, and then Phillip Rivers also done. So, who's left? I mean, is it just Tom Brady, or is there someone else left? Of
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger.
He was 04. He was the same class as Rivers. But, yeah, with Brees gone, Tom Brady's by far the oldest guy left in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. How many, I wonder how many starting quarterbacks have, just gone and retired since Brady's been playing.
Oh, I don't know.
Even, just the guys with, only 2-year careers or something. Probably
quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, it really ages you if you think Tom Brady's career is older than both of us, so.
Yeah. That's actually pretty wild.
It ages him, yeah. In the NFL, it's crazy.
It is.
He is extending the average length of the career every waking moment he continues to play in the NFL.
He is.
His long career.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to finish out the contract that he's on?
Definitely, and I think he'll get another extension.
Unless he gets injured. That's the only thing that's gonna stop
True.
everything.
I guess that's the only thing.
That's hopefully that doesn't
I
happen.
guess.
I
I
want to
hope
see.
not. Heaven forbid.
Yeah, I want to see him around for a long time.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see his.
One of those things that'll never end.
I want to see him throwing passes to his kid, to one of his kids in the NFL.
Well, his son Jack's like what, 14, 15?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Does he play football? You know?
I don't think so.
Wow, they're not into
That
it.
was his son with his ex.
Ah,
So it's not with Giselle.
right.
But
Okay. Yeah, but Tom Brady was throwing passes to Drew Brees' kids at the end of that
True.
NFC Championship game.
This is fair. Yeah, this is true.
This is a good moment.
It was
Pretty cool.
one of the most wholesome moments I've seen out of the NFL in a while.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, but speaking of Tom Brady, his former team, the New England Patriots, big spenders here in day one, I think, right?
What a day they had, huh?
Yeah.
What a day.
They said we have money
Bill,
and we're going to spend it.
They did. Bill woke up feeling dangerous. He woke up feeling dangerous.
He did.
Made like 7 transactions today, plus the trade of Marcus Cannon yesterday. Like, he ain't messing around.
Yeah.
1 year without the playoffs is plenty for Bill, apparently.
I guess so. And I guess they believe in Cam Newton. They've
added weapons now. Did you see they got Nelson Aguilar?
I did. And they got Jonnu Smith.
That other guy, yeah. Or yeah, Jonnu Smith that's big.
Who's he's a very good tight end, I think. Jonnu Smith and Nelson Aguilar for the offense. Did you say they got another receiver?
They got another receiver. I forget his name. I didn't know who he was, but they did sign another receiver.
I didn't. Yeah,
and it's not just 1 year contracts they're getting these guys on too. It's like 4 years, 50 million, 3 years.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it's long-term stuff.
Yeah, and they improved the defense as well, which was already a good.
Right, they got a cornerback too, didn't they? Jalen Mills.
Well, they got Jalen Mills, Davon Godshaw, a nose tackle.
Oh yeah.
They also got Matt Judon.
Man.
So
how many in one day is that? Like,
that's a lot. That's at least
I think 7, but I thought I counted up 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's just the first day of free agency. Nothing else has really happened around the league.
So I mean, they make some trades too. Who do you think they're gonna like? What position do you think they're gonna use their first round pick on now? Because they got a pretty good one, right? Middle of the pack.
Yeah, 15, pick 15.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if they try to draft Devon, or if Mac Jones is still on the board come their pick, I think they would draft him.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt Devontae Smith would still be on the board, but if he is, then they should draft him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then the other Alabama receiver, Jalen Waddle too.
Waddle.
I think they should go offensive, but
I mean, I would say they could probably pick a wide receiver, but that never seems to work for them.
True, it doesn't. But I feel like with guys like Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith, those guys are different than your N'Keal Harry's or your guys that you get from lower end schools. This is Alabama, so
right. That's
I don't know.
Yeah, they could hit big. They did lose a player today though too. The Patriots. Did you see that?
Yes, Joe Thuney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great guard.
Yeah, we're gonna have very much so. We're gonna have a new offensive line because they got rid of Cannon yesterday. So
and they brought Brown back. Trent Brown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, and
it'll be a little different.
They still got a good offensive line, and I think is Andrews back officially yet, or is it still in the works?
I'm not sure. Is his contract up?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh. Huh.
But I think he wants to come back, or thought I saw that somewhere.
Well, I would like him to be back as well. He's a good center.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as the offensive line stays healthy, then they got a good one. So, but that's.
I think Cam's certainly capable. If you give him guys to throw, if you give him more than I say it over and over, I use these two guys, Jacoby Brissett and Damiere Byrd, or not Jacoby. That's how much I know. Jacoby Myers and Damiere Byrd, I think Jacoby Myers is a bit of a stud, but like, come on, no one knows who those guys are.
Right.
Jacoby Myers still doesn't have a touchdown reception in his career. He's thrown for 2, but he hasn't caught one. Like that 7 and 9 with those guys as your receiving core is your 1 and 2. Like pretty good record all in all. I think next season they could make a splash with some good offensive weapons.
And he didn't have like a full off season with the Patriots, and now he's coming off after a full season and off season. And he'll probably actually have a preseason this season too.
True.
I mean, more preparation, knowing the system better, knowing everything better. I mean,
all good points. No COVID because he got COVID last season. All good points.
So I mean, I think people are really sleeping on him and the Patriots. Well, not anymore. I mean, with all these moves,
probably not. Yeah,
more sleeping on Cam Newton.
Yeah, I agree. I was one of the few Patriot fans that I know of. I know of a few, like you. You're okay with it, but that was actually glad to see that Cam Newton was re-signed.
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe a little bit too much money, but they got their quarterback who's capable. So
right, and it's just a 1-year deal, right?
Yep, 1 year, I mean, 13.
If it doesn't work out, then
yeah,
I mean, there's next year.
Yep.
So, Aaron Jones ended up re-signing with the Packers
for a lot of money.
Yeah. And I guess he even took like a little bit of a cut to stay with the Packers. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, I saw somewhere like he was expected to make more in free agency, or he could have easily made more or something like that.
And then I see you have Kyle Long written on here. What happened with him?
He's making a return.
To where?
To the NFL.
Oh, he was retired?
Yeah.
Shows you how much I know. I thought he was still in the... Wait, when did he retire? 2019?
I don't know when he retired. Probably around there. But yeah, he's coming back.
Because he was on the Patriots for Super Bowl 51, right? Mm-hmm. And then Super Bowl 52, he was on the Eagles against the Patriots, right?
Right, yeah.
So did he finish his career with the Eagles?
He might have, actually.
Oh. I don't know why I didn't see that.
Now he's coming back. Coming back to play. It's kind of crazy, you know? But something that's not crazy but mad we can talk about here. March Madness is this week, Becky.
Awesome segue. Oh man, March Madness. I am more than ready for March Madness. This year I'm going to be into it more than I ever have because we didn't have it last year.
Right.
I sat down and filled out that bracket on paper last night. I actually have it right in front of me right here. And
oh wow.
It felt like I had never left that spot, even though it had been 2 years since I had done it.
Right.
It felt right. It felt awesome. But having said that, the field, this is the toughest field I've ever seen. Like,
think so?
It could be the best bracket I've ever made. It could be the worst. I guess that's pretty obvious because that could happen any year. But like,
yeah,
there's a lot of tough picks that I really didn't know, and yeah,
I have I've got 2 upsets here that I can see happening.
Okay.
I did a little bit of research. I didn't look up any articles. I just looked up the bracket, looked up some like potential upsets, and then looked at both the teams or whatever, kind of see what they did.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
And I have I've got number 15 Oral Roberts beating number 2 Ohio State.
Wow.
Yeah. If you want, you can get ready. Remember this.
Wow.
Remember this moment.
Okay.
Remember this moment. Listen to this. Just looking at the games they played. They didn't play like too many ranked opponents, I don't think, but they still put up a lot of points. And if you look at Ohio, I mean, I don't know. They had like 10 losses, I think, this season.
21-9. That's what their record is. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
And they had lots of close games, I think. And they did lose to some like unranked opponents, I think.
Okay.
And well, they're at least pretty close. So I mean,
you're making me feel uneasy because Ohio State's my runner-up. So you have them getting bopped in the first round, and I have them winning 5 more games after that.
Well, one of us is gonna have a good bracket, then the other won't.
Let's
Um,
see. What else you got for upsets?
then another one I have is number 12 UC Santa Barbara over number
Okay,
5 Creighton.
I have that as well.
You
Yep.
do?
I
Okay.
also have Georgetown over Colorado as another 12-5.
I did look at that one as well, and I kind of thought
Georgetown's
about that
hot.
one. They are. I saw that. And um, Creighton is cold. Did you see their last two games?
I did hear about that. Yeah,
Their last two games, they've scored 59 and 48 points.
that's not very many points.
No, not at all. Not at all. And UC Santa Barbara dominated in their tournament. They
Did they?
the scores of their games were they won the tournament. They went 95 to 87, 71 to 55, and 79 to 63. So I mean, they're cooking too.
Yeah, I had that as an upset as well. I was also right below that, Virginia and Ohio. I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see what's going on with Virginia. I had Ohio in there for a second, but I didn't want to have to send a 12 or a 13 seed to the Sweet 16.
Right.
So I changed it to Virginia and then have Virginia moving on to the Sweet 16. But that kind of makes me nervous because there's guys in quarantine and they're not going to travel till at least Thursday. So I don't know. I don't know about Virginia, but that's what I mean. This bracket, there's a lot of question marks in there. Like every pick, I feel like has a ton of consequence.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always with the bracket you never know. With this stuff you never know. Oh, but I did see this. I said I didn't look up any articles or anything. I didn't want anyone else's opinion. After I already did like my two upsets or whatever that I thought, I was going on TikTok, right? And I saw this guy posted something and he said something like 95% of the March, like the tournament winners have hit these stats throughout like the whole season or something. There's only like 5 teams, and I think 4 of them were like high ranked teams, and then one of them was 13 Liberty.
Really?
So they could maybe they're gonna surprise everyone and win it all.
Liberty. Oh man, as much as wait, who do they play? They play Oklahoma State, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got OSU in the Final Four, so screw me. I got Oklahoma State, and you're making me doubt everything that I've. Oh, I was pretty confident with having Oklahoma State go to the Final Four too. Jeez, it's nothing against Oklahoma
These were not my
State.
intentions, Ricky. These were not my intentions.
I know, but this is just what I mean. This is just case in point right here. How tough this bracket is.
It's a guessing game.
Well, yeah,
That's
obviously.
what it is. It's just a guessing game.
So give me your Final Four and your winner.
I don't have a bracket yet.
You haven't. Wait.
I need
You
to do it.
You said you had some upsets picked.
Yeah, but I haven't filled out my full bracket yet.
Oh, so you haven't even decided who you're going to pick to win it all.
No.
All right. Well, here's my Final Four then. I got Gonzaga and Alabama meeting up in one semifinal, and then I got Ohio State and Oklahoma State meeting up in the other, and then I got Gonzaga and Ohio State and Gonzaga winning it all. So
yeah, Gonzaga is.
I mean, who else do you pick?
They're pretty good.
Who else do you pick with confidence? Like, they're the only. I mean, they're undefeated. They're in an easy conference, but I don't know. I like Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best team in the nation right now, so I don't.
Yep.
National championship, it could be theirs. When's the last time the 1 seed won it all? Because I don't really pay too close attention.
They've won it all the last 3. UNC won in 2017. Villanova won in 2018, and Virginia won in 2019.
Oh, so it's.
Do you mean number 1 overall, or just number 1 seed in general?
Just a number 1 seed, yeah.
Yeah, those 3 were all number 1 seeds.
What about? Do you know the number 1 overall? When's the last time?
I'm trying to think. 2019, no. 2018, no. 2017, no. 2016, no. 2015, no. 2014, no, definitely not. 2013, Louisville. That would probably. I think that's the last time. Yeah.
So I mean,
it has been a while.
Could be. I think it might be time for the number one overall to win it.
Yeah, I think it's been that long.
Yeah, and I mean the 1 seeds do consistently win, I guess. So why not Gonzaga this year?
Exactly. Why not them? Why not them? Right. I don't think there's any other 1 seed in the tournament that should be as poised to win it all as they are. All right, I have something prepared for March Madness here, a little bit prepared.
Okay, what do we got?
Three of my three biggest pet peeves with March Madness. Okay, and this is in no particular order.
Okay.
All right, pet peeve number 1: just because you pick a 12-5 upset doesn't mean you have balls. Okay. 12-5 upsets happen all the time.
Yeah.
There was 1 year, I don't remember which, 2014, 2013, where 3 of the 4 12 seeds won. Just because you pick that. Anyway, you're only getting bold when you start picking 13s over 4s, 14s over 3s, or 8 or 9 over 1s. Right. Those ones are pretty bold.
Or number 15 Oral Roberts over the number 2 Ohio State.
There you go. That's very bold.
Gonna happen.
So,
that's gonna happen.
Moral of the story: just because you pick a 12 over 5, don't go telling people you're cool. All right. Pet peeve number 2. Oh, what was it? Mind blank. Okay. Hopefully I'll think of it. But here's pet peeve number 2. When I ask how your bracket is doing, I'm not looking for a game-by-game detail. I'm just asking. I don't need to know. Oh, if Oregon would have beat VCU, I would have had a perfect first night in Michigan and it. I don't want to know game-by-game, round-by-round, and I just want to know the answer in a simple word, and that word is bad, because everyone's bracket does bad. Okay, even yours, Grant. You're 3 wrong.
I was gonna say I've met someone who's done pretty good.
I met someone. Oh my goodness. Oh, and what was my third one? Oh, jeez. Why do I always do this on the podcast?
Draw blanks. Is it stage fright?
I don't know what it is.
The mics are hot, and you just can't come up with it.
The thing is, I started recording a TikTok earlier of this, but then I didn't think it was funny, so I deleted it, and I had all 3 in there.
Is it in your drafts?
No, I deleted it completely.
Oh no. Here, I'll give you some time. I'll just say something real quick.
Go ahead.
You guys want to, if anyone wants to tune in with me, I will definitely be watching Friday at 3 p.m. That's when Oral Roberts plays Ohio State. And you know who we're cheering for there?
Ohio State.
No. No. You better have the Oral Roberts jersey on for that game, Ricky, because
they're not.
They're winning that game.
They better not. I've never lost my winner in the first round of a bracket, though. I've never lost a winner. I have lost a runner-up, I believe, before. Duke, when they lost to Lehigh.
You're going to lose it this year. Ohio State
I don't know.
Is the first round exit.
Oral Roberts. I don't even know what that is. Anyway, I thought of it, Ian. I remembered it. Okay, this is my biggest pet peeve of all. I don't know how I could remember it. Of course. All right, if you believe in filling out more than one bracket, you also believe in polygamy. Okay? One bracket, be a man, make your picks, don't cheat on your bracket with another bracket and go behind its back and make completely different picks. Be a man, stick with it, okay? Because if that just tells me you have no confidence.
Right. Yeah.
At least pretend like you do and just fill one bracket out and stick with it through thick and thin. All right? If you just fill out brackets like 4 or 5, you're paying the extra for the pool, but that's just a pet peeve. That just irks me.
I mean,
it just does.
Speaking of brackets, do you have anything you want to say?
Brackets? What?
Or pools or?
Oh, pools. Well, I mean, here's the issue. I did promise on last podcast that I would do a pool. But then there's another pool that I'm in where the winner took home $800 2 years ago when they won, and it's only 5 per entry. There's just that many entries. And then there's another one that Jake Schoberg's doing, trying to get a bunch. It's just for free, and it's a $1 grand prize. And then, I don't know. I might just do one for free. Well, I guess we could link it in our bio or something.
Yeah.
It's on CBS Sports. I like that platform the best. I like it better than ESPN's. But if you want to join the sports podcast bracket pool, we'll probably have it up. There just won't be a cash prize.
Right. We'll just do
There
it
you
for
go.
fun. Sounds good.
For funsies.
So
Yep.
check that out.
All right, next topic.
Martin Truex won the NASCAR race in Phoenix. And who's going first for trivia?
Okay, I'll ask you yours first. I did think of it. You obviously Googled that. Anyway, we won't give NASCAR any more of our time.
We're flying through this episode today, Ricky.
We are.
This is gonna be a record.
I do have a surprise for you at the end, though.
Oh, let's go.
I do have a surprise.
I can't wait.
Okay. Your trivia question: Game 6, 1975 World Series, Red Sox Reds. Okay.
Okay.
You know the guy who hit the walk-off home run, right?
Carlton Fisk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know who tied the game in the seventh? Might have been the eighth inning, with a 3-run home run that tied the game at 6. Who was that?
Was it Jim Rice?
Nope, it was not. It was Bernie Carbo. It's a really hard one. It's a really hard one.
Tough one. That is a tough one.
It's a good Red Sox history, but yeah.
I've got a pretty. It could be a little bit difficult. It's just another, like, just a random season type of thing, but it's still pretty recent.
Okay, fine.
Who led the Patriots in rushing for the 2014 season?
2014.
Yeah, and bonus if you can get the number.
Okay, definitely not getting the number. Well, I would say my instinct went to LeGarrette Blount, but then I said no because they picked him up mid-season that year after cutting him in 2013, or after losing him in free agency, and then the Steelers cut him, so they picked him up again mid-season. So it couldn't be him. I'm just thinking out loud here. They had, I think James White was James. No, Shane Vereen was there, but he was more of a pass catcher like James White. Man, that's a really good question because it's kind of a running back by committee thing.
Yeah.
Picked up LeGarrette Blount, so I can't say that he would lead the team. They had that guy Jonas Gray that showed up for one game basically and played out of his mind in one game, but then they never played him again.
It's tough.
Shane Vereen, is that the answer? Oh, you're glitching.
Oh, did you say Shane Vereen? Is that what you said?
I did say Shane Vereen. Yes.
Ah, that's wrong. He finished second.
Who was it then?
He finished only like 20 yards behind Jonas Gray.
Jonas Gray was the leading rusher?
Yes, who had 412 rushing yards.
Yo, that bar was set low that year for rushing.
Yeah.
412?
Yeah. LeGarrette Blount was like 3rd or 4th, I think.
That's insane. Jonas Gray Jonas Gray had a Sunday night game against the Colts, I think in week 12 that year. He rushed for 220 in that game.
So that's like half. That's more than half.
Well, yeah, and the Sunday night game he had 220, which is over half of whatever you said, 412.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I remember him by this had to have just been regular season, right?
Yeah, just regular season.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know how many other games he rushed in, but I remember like he didn't show up to practice or something, and Bill like disciplined him, and he never really got as many touches after that night. And it was like a ridiculous amount of fantasy points too. Let me look it up. It was like a single game record, I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty wild, but I mean, he leads the Patriots in rushing for a full season. He gets over half of them in one game. That's
why this is trivia. I learned some stuff. That's a great piece of trivia right there.
Yeah, it's a pretty good question.
I'll learn a lot from this segment.
It's a fun segment. It might be my favorite segment.
I think it's definitely mine, for sure.
It's so fun.
All right, let's see how many fantasy points he had in this game. 42.85. I guess that's not that well. I'm sure Kamara had more in his 7 or 6 touchdown whatever game he had this year.
Yeah, oh yeah,
but
probably.
He had 4 touchdowns in this game. Jonas Gray had 4.
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns, 220 yards. Yeah,
It's a pretty good game.
pretty insane.
Pretty good game.
Yeah.
Do you know what number he wore?
20. It might have been, was it 28
28, you think?
before it was white?
I don't know what.
Why do you not know? Oh, you don't.
No, I just because I was just wondering who you thought the best number 12 from the NBA was.
I honestly list down the names, please.
Okay. So we have John Stockton, Fat Lever, Bruce Bowen, LaMarcus Aldridge, or Dwight Howard. I got to go with John Stockton here.
I really don't know enough about the NBA.
Do you know who any of them are?
I know who Dwight Howard is. I've heard of John Stockton. Those other guys you said were I'd say. Well, what era did John Stockton play in?
I don't know what era. I don't.
This
we're not big basketball guys here.
This is Ricky dumb moment right here. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Hey, if you want to call me in and you could just take my answer if you'd like, with John Stockton.
I mean, let me do a quick Google search here. Save my butt. Played for the Jazz, so this was so this was like when they played the Bulls in the finals those years.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I would assume.
Point guard, yeah. Well, I mean, he had a long career, 84 to 03. Yeah, we're gonna go with John Stockton.
Okay. So
go
we
with
have
him. Stayed with Utah his entire career, huh? Wow.
We have John Stockton, Wade Boggs, and
Tom Brady. Terry Bradshaw, no.
Who was almost on this list was actually Michael Jordan for the number 12.
Did he wear that with the Wizards?
No, he wore it for one game with the Bulls.
Oh,
because
you should.
Something happened to his jersey, so it was just an extra jersey with no name.
You should have. It was a blood jersey, probably.
Yeah.
You should have put that on there.
12, Michael Jordan.
I would have picked him. To be honest,
that might have made some people mad.
He might have.
Because
then we would have had Tom Brady versus Michael Jordan in the final discussion.
Cool. That would have been cool.
Anyway.
Well, doesn't Michael Jordan and LeBron James, don't they both wear 23, or they both have, or like LeBron has worn that, right?
What, 23?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be a pretty interesting one when we get to that.
True. I mean, that just comes down to a LeBron versus MJ debate, which is a debate that never ends. So.
Right. So we'll get to that one day.
Yeah.
We're never gonna really know where it is though, when it's coming, but it will come. Be ready for it. Should be an exciting moment in the show. Should we talk about football 2 weeks ago? Because we did miss it.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It's already in the back of my memory. I don't even remember what the teams were. I know Frank was on my team. I really don't remember the teams. I know Jake Schoberg was on my team. We won. We ended up we were up by 2 at the very end. This thing happened. We were up by 1 at the end, and we had the ball, and they didn't have any timeouts left, and we took the snap with like 10 seconds left, and I just ran around and held the ball, and then threw it way high to make sure the time expired, and they got all salty. They were like, we wouldn't have done that. We're just trying to put the game away, man. Just trying to put the game away. Anyway, this week I have a surprise.
You have a surprise? Ricky has a surprise.
So that Dakota was our surprise. It was going to be the surprise for you.
So we have Dakota here on the pod. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. Aren't we planning on having Dakota on for a full episode next week?
Oh, were we?
I think we are, right?
Well, if we are, we are. But
Dakota,
for now, he needs to tell the story. Yes. Okay.
You want to join us next week on an episode?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Right, there we go. There's our guest host.
We got next week's guest host, Dakota Moore, in the building.
Okay, so the teams were as follows. We did a little bit of a draft again. So it was myself and Dakota, and Frank and Jacob versus Lun, Saul, Chris, and Ethan. Ethan made his return this week.
I heard there was a lot of good defense.
Well, I mean, we gave up a lot of touchdowns. What do you mean by a lot of good defense?
Just what I heard.
Okay. Anyway, so it was back and forth all game. We were down 1 at the half, going against the win. And then we got the win a little bit in the second half. We were down 1 most of the second half though, where we would score to tie it, and then they would score, and then we would score. So we were down 1, and then finally we got a stop, anyway. We go to overtime. Back and
forth game,
very back and forth, game. Very evenly matched. We go to overtime. Yes, and we win the toss, and we decide to not take the win and to go second, right, Dakota? You with us?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And first drive of overtime, they score on us, and then our drive, our answer, we get down to 4th and goal at like the 2-yard line, and Frank flips it to Jacob for a real quick score, for quick pass, and we tie it. So we go into double overtime, okay? Mm-hmm. And in double overtime, we get a big stop. We don't give up hardly any yards on the. You remember the overtime rules too? Start from the 50.
Yeah.
No time.
Right.
And then we get the ball back. First play. We're just gonna try a little check down play. Get some yards. Dakota, how about you take it away?
All right. So I don't really remember much, but I think it was like the second pass, and it was like second down or whatever.
I think it was first down.
I've been rolling out to the right like all game against Lund.
Frank was?
And
What did you say? Who was rolling out to the right?
I was.
Oh, you were, okay. Yeah.
Like after snapping it,
Yeah.
And like I kept beating him like all game from like the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah.
And so like Frank threw the ball to me, and like all I remember is making like a juke move to my left, and Lund just like kind of sliding right past me and getting one hand, and like that's literally all I remember. And then I just ran for the touchdown for the win.
He turned the burners on, buddy.
It was the first play. I can confirm Dakota was the first play. It was first down. I just see Dakota. I'm like, oh great, good game. We picked up some yards. He'll be tackled right there, and then all of a sudden, and he ducks too. He ducks to get around the juke, and Lund gets one hand, and then all of a sudden he's just like, oh no, and Dakota's gone.
The best part of that whole thing was after we answered, like after Jacob got that one touchdown, Lund was like, it's okay, we'll score. And I was like, no, you're not scoring until next week.
Oh, did you say that?
We stopped him, and then it happened.
Did you really say that to him?
Yeah, no joke.
Dakota was talking trash.
That's awesome.
And then backing it up.
Oh, there was some trash talk last. Okay,
it was.
So the wind was kind of a factor. The wind going towards the bleachers was harder, and we went that way in the first half. And as soon as the first drive of the second half was like, it's okay, they'll do. They're not going to go deep on us because he can't throw it. I said because Lund will be able to throw it, and Lund throws up this bomb for Saul, and it was a good throw. It was a good spiral. And he was like, can't throw it, Ricky, can't throw it. It was an incomplete pass. He overthrew him by Dakota was like, yeah, you can't throw it. It was incomplete. I was like, yeah, tough talk for an incomplete pass. And then Ethan was being annoying all game. I mean, like, so he'd be like, you're cheap. Like, he said I was cheap like 5 times. I was like, what are you talking about?
Ricky, he was getting in your head, man.
No, I wasn't mad. I was getting in his head, I guess, and I wasn't even talking to him. There was one play, Dakota remembers this play, of course, where Lund made a bad pass for Ethan, and I read it, and I went to jump in front of it, and I got my hands on it, and then Ethan just full 2-hand shoves me from the back, and I go flying like I did a little scorpion. It was that bad, and he catches. He's like, touchdown. I was like, no, offensive PI.
Well, it is 2-hand touch, man.
No, it was after. No, like I didn't catch it.
Oh
no, like he pushed
Ricky
off so
defense.
that I could catch it. Right, he pushed off so that he could catch it. Like I was about to catch it, and then I get shoved from behind, and he catches it.
That takes me back to a time I was playing safety, and was it I shoved Frank out of the way or something and just caught the ball.
Did they call
Yeah,
it?
afterwards, Ethan was like, "I didn't even touch him."
Yeah, I don't know if he was being serious or just joking, but everyone on his team knew. Even Lund admitted. I'm
So
pretty sure.
You didn't have to go back to the. You didn't have to go to the booth.
No, they backed it up, but then they scored on the next play, and it really irked me because that was a pick. I had it until he completely shoved me over.
So it sounded like a pretty heated game this week.
Yeah, it was intense. There was definitely some intensity in the air, but no better way to end it than a Dakota Morrow juke move. Probably the best juke anyone's made all season, most effective one.
Listen, Dakota,
man.
no offense, man, but you might be the last person I'd expect to have a play like that.
Don't worry, I am too.
Yeah. The thing is, Ian, this week, like the snow was so packed down because we had a thaw and then it kind of froze.
Uh-huh.
It was just like playing on probably 3 inches of really hard snow, almost ice. And so we could juke. It's the first time we've really been able to cut since the turf.
Like the fall.
Yeah, since the turf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good week.
Who knows what can happen in the next couple weeks?
Yeah.
You never know. Some
You
crazy
never know.
plays.
You surely never know. Thanks for coming on and telling that story, Dakota.
Yeah, thanks, Dakota.
Hey, thank you for having me for a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll have some more next week, I think.
We will see you next week.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Everyone get excited for that.
See you, boys.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. So, like I said, that does
pretty
it. Does it do it for you, Ian?
Not quite. In the next couple days, I think I'm going to officially reset the fantasy league to get ready for the next season.
Oh, you're finally gonna do it?
Yeah, I've wanted to do it for a while, but I think in the next couple of days I'll reset it, and we can add Mike.
Mike, yep.
And then I haven't checked in a while. I haven't, if anyone else has applied. But while we're talking about it, go to the Instagram. I'm pretty
Absolutely.
Look up Show Me Your TDs on Instagram.
Yep.
Link in bio. Apply if you'd like to join. We're gonna have a blast this year. I mean,
I've got a bit of an. We are gonna have a blast. Absolutely. I've got a bit of an announcement to make myself. For this fall football thing, we have a lot of it. Well, I call it fall football. It started in the fall, but winter football, Sunday football. A lot of our listeners are guys that show up to that, and I did kind of mention this in passing yesterday, but at the end of the year, I will make a Google form, and we will do awards voting for Sunday football, and I'm gonna go down through the award. I'm gonna go down through the awards right now if I can pull it up quickly.
I bet someone who's gonna be excited about this is Saul Nunez himself. I know he loves this part of the show. I think it's the only part.
All right, here we go.
To.
2020 to 2021 Saturday/Sunday football awards voting. Saul might have heard me say it yesterday, but I didn't really. Kind of fell on deaf ears. I felt like it did. Defensive player of the year, classic. Receiver of the year.
Ooh.
Play of the year, single play that you'll remember.
I think. Listen, I wasn't there, but I think it might be you, Ricky. That's what I'm hearing. That's what the talk is.
What do you mean?
You had like a one-handed catch or something, right?
Oh, receiver of the year?
No, play of the year.
Play of the year? That.
Maybe it's
Dakota.
Clutch time with the jukes on in clutch time.
It might be. That's a candidate. That's a candidate. It's going to be really hard to narrow it down to one. I hope we get at least one play that stands apart from the rest.
Right.
Walter Payton, Man of the Year, of course.
Wow.
Sportsmanship award, basically.
Yeah.
And then absolutely the most valuable player. And those are my awards so far. I might add some ones later. And those are all short answers. So, no, short answer text. But yeah, the play of the year could be interesting. I think the play of the year, Ian, you were there. It was a week we were getting blown out, a week after our first win. Mm-hmm. And it was that thing where I rolled out to pass it, and it got deflected.
Oh, yeah, that could be it.
And it went right back to me, and then boom, I scored.
Yeah.
That was insane. And it wasn't like right in front of me. It was a far downfield pass, and it just got knocked back right to. I don't know. That's kind of the fluke play of the year, but
that was like a follow your shot moment in basketball. I mean, get your rebound.
Right place at the right time, but
yeah,
man, that Dakota juke though, that was hype too. So there's a lot of good plays we could talk about. Christian Nunez is absolutely insane. Every time I get my hands on the ball. Mm-hmm. Like a deflection, he makes the catch.
Really?
It's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get how he does it. The last 2 weeks, especially, the tip balls have just made me so mad because I get my hand in it, but he ends up with the catch. Anyway,
Could I mention someone who is potentially going to win Defensive Player of the Year?
who's that?
Frank Nunez. He
I
puts
think
the
Frank
clamps on.
put the clamps on you.
He puts the clamps
Oh my
on.
word! Oh my word! Yes, this so good. This is gonna be good.
So are we going? Are the winners going to be announced here on the podcast, or are they going to be announced in the chat?
We could do both.
So
Probably do
like,
both. I guess we could do
same-
podcast first and then put it in the chat so that
So, like,
people.
put it on the chat, like say it on the podcast and put it on the chat like Tuesday night.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Sounds good.
If there's any other awards you can think of, let me know at any point.
Yeah,
But
we could.
that should be fun. And I'm planning on doing the same for baseball too at the end of that season.
Can't wait for baseball. It
Me
should be
too.
a good
Sunday
summer of
baseball.
baseball.
Should be.
I'm trying to put the
Make sure-
build the wardrobe up for baseball. Getting some new baseball.
Oh, yeah.
plays.
Well, make sure you can get Sundays off.
Oh yeah, we're
Sunday
not gonna worry
nights
about
off.
that. We're gonna have
We're not
those
wor-
off.
Okay. We're not gonna worry about that.
No,
not even a factor.
it's yeah. You'll see me there.
Good.
You'll
Good.
see me there.
Good
Yeah.
to hear.
It is. I think. Is that it, Ricky? Or
I think that's it. That's all I got.
I don't think I have anything else.
All right, I'll close.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening or watching now to this 5th installment of a sports podcast with Ricky and Ian. This one was a fun one. It started off a little slow, but as we grew on, it ended up being a good one. I'm giving us a review here. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll have Dakota Morrow as our guest for the entire episode next week, and we'll see you next time on a sports podcast.